On this presentation, I'm going to show you how to create a two-dimensional top and side view for your dragster. So we're going to assume that you've already played with some three-dimensional views and you have an idea for what you want to make. But now we need to put that into practice in the two-dimensional sense and make something that we can print out so that you can make your dragster. So you can actually print out a template. So what we're going to do is we'll assume that you have already downloaded the 2D Dragster Design Blank, which is available from Blackboard. And now that we have it open, I'm going to show you just a couple of quick things in case we kind of get messed up here. So it's very easy to kind of lose where you're at. So if I zoom out and I use my orbit tool, you can see that this is just a two-dimensional drawing. And one of the things that you want to do is make sure your camera is set up to parallel projection. If it's set to perspective, it's going to get all messed up. That's what we normally see. So make sure it's in parallel projection. And then we have our views set up here. If you don't remember, it's right-click views up here. So we'll bring our views up. There's our isometric. There's our top view, which we don't want. We want our front view. So there's that. And then when I hit the zoom extension, you can see that's like, if I can zoom in and move it around. But if I hit zoom extents, that snaps it right in there where I want it. And this is really important when we're doing a two-dimensional drawing. If I zoom out and I hold down Shift and press my mouse wheel down, I can pan around any way I want. So that's really helpful. But like I said, the quickest thing is going to be zoom extents. And then if I somehow get out of perspective here by clicking on orbit, I can just really quickly go front view and I'm right back to where I started. Okay, so there's some measurements here, and this is the exact size of the block you're going to get. It's 1 3/16 high in the back. It tapers down to actually, let's dimension that real quick for you. I believe that should be 1/4 of an inch, and it is. We'll undo that. We don't need that. 1 1/8 inch width. This is the top view up here, and this is the side view. And then we have a 10-inch long car. Now the rules are a different, are all set up for you already in black. You should be able to get those in Blackboard. As a matter of fact, we can just cruise right over here, and I'll show you the design rules. This is going to be gone over in class, but essentially this is what you need to adhere to in order to make a proper dragster to compete. So I'm going to use these rules to design mine in this demo. So I'll go back to Sketchup, and I've already created some guidelines here. This guideline is 3/4 inches from the back. This one is 1 1/2 inches from the front. And according to the rules, I need to be, the axle needs to be placed between these 2 points, and it has to be on that line, okay? So I'll show you how we do that in a minute, or how we mark the spot for it in a minute. The body width must be at least 3/8 of an inch between the axles, so that's the width of the body. And then we have to have the height at least 1/4 inch high between the axles. So we don't want the car too short. You can't take anything off of here. And then the body must be the full width here. In other words, you can't cut anything where you put the axles at. Okay, so that's the real quick version of the rules. So let's get to doing some drawing. First, I'm going to concentrate on where I want my axles. I'm going to want my axles pretty balanced, so I'm going to probably want it about here and probably about there. So what I like to do, I'll hit L for line tool, and I'm going to go ahead and just click here, and I'm going to click on that, and I've got my line going across. Same thing here. Pretty balanced there, from there, and you get it nice and straight to there. Now you'll notice that this gets filled in. Well, that's no problem. We just hit E for eraser. I'm just going to click on that to erase it, and that to erase that. So the reason that's important is because when I zoom in here, I'll hit spacebar. You can see these are perfectly lined up, and that's really important because we don't want to take anything off of here as far as shortening that up, and we can't narrow this. So those are very important reference lines for us. And then of course we want lines going this way. Now this dotted line is 3/16 from the bottom, but if I hit L for line and I just create a line, we'll go from here. Let's go from about here to here. Okay, and hit the space bar. What that's going to do is it's going to give me some nice little crosshairs to drill my axle hole through. All right, so there's my axle hole placement. Now we're going to do some contours, make this thing look decent. So I'm going to do something basic. I'm just going to hit my 2-point arc here, And I'm just going to go, let's see, we'll cut from, let's go from like here to here, and then we will move it tangent to edge like that. So I've got this nice little swoop there, and you can see that. Let's go from here to there, and then we'll go up to here. See, let's try that again. Control Z. Helps if we zoom in and pan. There we go. So we'll go right about there to here, because I can't take anything off of there. So then I'm going to go to here. Easier said than done here. Let's hit Control Z. Let's try that again. So I'm going to go from here to here, and we'll go right about there. Okay. And you can see I've got some nice little lines going on there. Okay. So I'll zoom back out. Okay. So what I like to do at this point is I can hit E for eraser, and I can erase that part right there. So now that's gone. And then, whoops. So my curve disappeared. So let's Control Z on that. I'll get my curve back there. For some reason or another, it is not there anymore. So we'll go here, endpoint, and we'll go there. Okay, there we are. Hit E for erase, and we'll erase this part, and you can see now that's going to be gone. And we'll erase that line too. Just so you see there, I don't need that anymore because I know where that reference line is, so I'm just going to delete that, and we're in good shape. Okay. I'm going to put like a little swoop in here. Again, we're just playing around here just for an example. So I'm going to go from right here to here, and then we'll come down to about there. Okay. Hit E for eraser, and we'll erase that part. Okay, and then I can just continue to do that. We'll go here to here, and we'll take some of this off there. E for eraser, and we'll erase that section there. And then we can erase that section right there. And again, you can zoom in and get really tight on that too. Okay, so far it's pretty basic. I'm going to, actually I haven't saved yet, and it's a really good idea to do a save as, and I'm going to call it Miller underscore design, because this is my design. Okay. All right, you should actually do that first. So we're going to do more here. Do something there, come down to about there and there, take some of that off, E for eraser, and we'll remove that. All right, so that's looking pretty basic. We got zoom, extents, and we got a nice profile going on there. Okay, maybe I can even do something here. I'll hit L for line, and I'll take this line out like that, and you can see E for eraser, and we will get rid of that right there. Okay, make it a little bit nicer as far as that swoop in there. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can get really fancy. We'll go here, here, and bring it down to there maybe. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. Okay, Control Z to undo and Control S to save. Okay, so now I've got that going on. Now what I can do is start playing with this up here. So I'm going to go to my midpoint here. There is my axle, so I'm going to come about to here, and then I'm going to bring it about to there, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing there, click, click, and that gives me a nice symmetrical, almost like a nose cone thing going on here. Hit E for eraser. I'm going to get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and get rid of that. Control S to save. And let's see here. We will hit spacebar. We actually don't need this guideline anymore, so we'll get rid of that. Delete. Okay, and let's go for that arc tool one more time. And we're going to take some off the middle here. So we're going to here, here, and let's go here. And at this point, I want to hit L for line. And I'm going to draw a line here. And a line here. And then I'm going to hit my arc tool again. That gives me a reference to go here, here, and we'll go about there. And we want to make it nice and centered. So if I hit T for tape measure, I can click here and here, and that's 27/64. Well, I'm not quite sure what that is. I mean, well, I know what it is, but as far as it relates to my rules, if I go back to my rules, it actually says that I am going to be, I have to be 3/8 of an inch. So let's go to, hit space. Let's go to model info under window. We're going to go to units, and we're going to change this instead of 64ths. Let's go to 16ths. So that's a little closer. Okay, now T for tape measure. Okay, that's about 7/16, which is a little bit more than 3/8. Okay, so we're good still there. And I can play around with that and do more with it if I wanted. So E for eraser. I'm going to erase this part right here, and I can leave those lines. That's not going to hurt me, but if I really wanted to, I could erase them. Okay, and then finally we'll do a little bit of curving here, like there, here. Actually, we don't want to get that close. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good there. E for eraser, and we'll get rid of that right there. Okay. So what we have now is a very, very nicely drawn piece here. And if I wanted to do some dimensioning, I could click here, and I could actually, let's see if I can dimension between these. Is it going to let me do that? No, it's going to give me the radius. Make a liar out of me, of course. Well, T for tape measure, and you can actually see that's approximately 7/16. So that's how I would do that with that. But just to verify that you have the correct width there, you're always going to want to make it a little bit wider anyway. But anyway, that is how we create a side view and a top view, and you can see how everything matches up nicely. When I print this out, I'm going to have nice crosshairs here, right here. And if I pan over to the front, right there to make my to drill my axle holes. So, oops, go to the front view. So that's how we do that for the top and the side view. Of course, there's many variations for what you can do there, but that is essentially it. And if you want, you can go ahead and clean up some of these dimensions here. You can delete some of those. We don't need this one anymore. We have all that laid out. So, and at this point, you could even delete some of these guidelines too. So, all right. So there you have it, a top view and a side view, and you're at this point pretty much ready to watch the tutorial on how to print this, add your name block, and you're almost ready for manufacturing.